Hello there. It is my pleasure to welcome you back again to yet another interesting mathematics class. I remain your tutor, Mr. Morege Charles. In today's lesson, I will be looking at equations with fractions. Here, I will be explaining to you how we can solve the different types of equation with fractions. Fractions with unknown in the numerator, fractions with unknown in the denominator. But before then, you need to familiarize yourself with what fractions are. In a simple term, we can say fractions are expressions that are part of a whole. In other words, they are made up of numerators and denominators. Examples are 3 over 4, 6 over 11, 5 over 2, 7 over 1 over 3, and so on and so forth. Now, in the fraction 3 over 4, the 3 is known as the numerator and the 4 is known as the denominator. I need you to pause the video and try the exercise that I've included here. Equations with fractions are simply equations that have fractions in their terms. That is to say, fractions are part of their terms. For instance, we have x over 3 plus 3x over 4 equals to 10, and many other examples. Let's take a look at the first example here. It says, solve the equation 2 over 5x is equal to 1 over 15. 2 over 5x is equal to 1 over 15. So, in solving this particular equation, all you need to do is to cross multiply. And when you cross multiply, you have 5x times 1 is equal to 2 times 15. 5x times 1 is equal to 2 times 15. 5x times 1 will give you 5x, 2 times 15 will give you 30. Then you divide both sides by 5, and that will give you x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6. Now, let us also take a look at another simple example. Now, in this example, it says solve the equation n minus n over 6 equals to 5 over 2. N minus n over 6 equals to 5 over 2. In this type of problem, all you need to do is to look for the LCM of the denominators. So the LCM of 6 and 2 here is 6. Once you have gotten this LCM, you use it to multiply each term of the equation. I repeat, once you have gotten the LCM, use it to multiply each term of the equation. So meaning that you are going to multiply your n by 6, you are going to multiply your n over 6 by 6, then you also multiply 5 over 2 by 6. And when you do that, n times 6 will give you 6n. N over 6 times 6 will give you n, where 6 cancels 6. And then 5 over 2 times 6 will give you 15. So you have 6n minus n equals to 15. Then 5n equals to 15. Then the next step is to divide both sides by 5. So if you divide both sides by 5, your n becomes 3. I need you to try this particular exercise in your note and see if you are able to solve it based on your understanding of the topic. If you are not clear, pause the video, go through the examples again, and then attempt the exercise all over again. It says solve the equation 7 plus 3m over 2 equals to, you understand. The next example is example 3, and it says solve the equation a plus 9 over 5 plus 2 plus a over 2 is equals to 0. A plus 9 over 5 plus 2 plus a over 2 is equal to 0. Just like the way we solved the previous example, all you need to do is to first of all take a look at the LCM. So you look at the LCM of the denominators, which is the LCM of 5 and 2. So the LCM of 5 and 2 is 10, then you multiply each term of the equation by this very LCM. So when you multiply each term by this very LCM, you have 2 bracket a plus 9 plus 5 bracket 2 plus a equals to 0. So the next step will be to open brackets. So if we open bracket, we have 2a plus 18 plus 10 plus 5a equals to 0. After which, the next step is to collect like terms. And when we collect like terms, we have 2a plus 5 equals to 0 minus 18 minus 10, which will give us 7a is equals to minus 28. Now that we have gotten 7a equals to minus 28, the next step is to divide both sides by 7. We divide both sides by 7. So when we divide both sides by 7, we have our a is equal to minus 28 divided by 7. Minus 28 divided by 7. And minus 28 divided by 7, we a equals to minus 4. A is equal to minus 4. A is equal to minus 4. Example 4. In this example 4, we have a more complicated problem, like it says, solve the equation 5 over 3d minus 1 equals to 3 over 2d plus 7. Now here, your LCM will be the product of the two denominators. The product of the two denominators. Again, let me remind you here that you can also solve this problem using cross multiply. So if you don't like the LCM procedure, you can use the cross multiply techniques. Always pause the video if you are not clear with the explanation. So now we have gotten the LCM as bracket 3d minus 1 bracket 2d plus 1. So we multiply every term in that very equation by the LCM. And when we do that, we now have 5 bracket 2d plus 7 is equals to 3 bracket 3d minus 1. So at this point, we'll have to open our brackets. So when we open our brackets, we have 5 times 2d, we have 10d plus 35 is equal to 9d minus 3. Now we collect like terms. That gives us 10d minus 9d is equals to minus 3 minus 35, which will give us d is equals to minus 38. D is equal to minus 38. So as you can see, the topic is not a difficult one. I need you to go to your textbook and attempt this very exercise. Exercise 10E, page 101, number 22 and number 26. Thank you for being part of this class. See you in the next class.